Hello there. I'm Ted Root, speaking to you from the roof of the beautiful Scarboro Golf and Country Club, located just outside of Toronto. This is where the 1953 Canadian Open Golf Championship will get underway today. The winner of this is under the auspices of the Royal Canadian Golf Association will receive not only the Seagram Gold Cup, but also 3 prize money. I've just walked around the course, and it's in excellent shape. As usual, some of the top-flight professional and amateur golfers from Canada and the United States are here to compete. Right now, below me on the practice green, Charlie, the great Canadian amateur. And this year, he's playing on his home course. Also practicing are Freddie Haas Jr. from New Orleans, Fred Hawkins from El Paso, Texas, and Buck White from Memphis, Tennessee. Here's a young lady who could do with some practice. Westlock, the little daughter of Nick Westlock from Windsor, Ontario. Sherry knows where the ball is supposed to go all right, but I don't think the Royal Canadian Golf Association would approve of the method. Well, Nick certainly believes in starting them young, doesn't he? From my vantage point here, I can see some of the course. On the left is the 4th tee and the 3rd green. Almost in front is the 18th green, and beyond that is the 3rd fairway. And then over there on the right is the 1st tee and fairway. I see that action is getting underway over there, so let's go down. Then we can go around the course, give you some idea of what the competitors are up against. And incidentally, we'll see how some of them are doing on the first of this 4-day tournament. Stan Leonard from Marine Drive in Vancouver is teeing off. With him are Rudy Horvath from Windsor on the left, and Jim Ferrier, twice winner of the Seagram Gold Cup. Here we are back of the 1st green, 577 yards from the tee. That's Stan Leonard playing his 3rd. On the short 2nd, Dick Borthwick from Hamilton uses a number 2 iron. This 222-yard hole is generally considered the toughest par on the course. The green is well guarded, bunkers on both sides, a ditch and overhanging trees on the right. That's Buck White's drive. The 330-yard 3rd runs back parallel to the 1st. Gordy Bridson from Toronto, Mississauga is driving off. That large tree is about 225 yards away. Gordy's shot stayed out of the branches, and he's past the tree to the right. Here's his 9-iron approach. Backspin holds it about 10 feet away for a possible birdie. Will he make it on this rolling green? It rims the cup, and it's a cinch par 4. Here's the 4th, one of the most picturesque holes on the course. Bill Kerr from Montreal driving off the very high tee. Bill plays to hook in onto the green, away from the river which runs all the way down the right-hand side. This is how the hole looks from the green back up to the tee. Gordy Brightson's ball landed on the green, and he tries for his birdie. A beautiful 12-footer for a 2. After driving off on number 5, Stan Horn, Jim Ternisa, and Bud Loftus cross the river about 180 yards from the tee. The 5th green is guarded to the left with a bunker, and on the right with heavy rough. Stan missed his birdie, but he'll be down in par 4. Freddie Haas drives off the 6th, which runs parallel to number 5. The river is on the left for 300 yards, and bush all along the right. The green is 510 yards away, par 5. Fred's 2nd wood shot is short, so he chips on. And he runs pretty close. The 7th hole is only 272 yards, but there's creek and rough before the fairway starts. Bob Cunningham is evidently very displeased with his drive. This is Earl Stewart Jr., a top money winner from Dallas, approaching the 7th. Well, even the best can dub a shot. Our camera is halfway on number 8 hole, looking back down at the tee. Tommy Bolt, Al Balding, and Dutch Harrison have just driven off. It's a blind 450-yard par 4 hole up over a hill, and then in the distance, over the river, and 40 yards past, is the green. Henry Martell from Edmonton drives off number 9, possibly the easiest hole on the course. 360 yards straight away. It's a drive and a wedge to the green. This is Martell's approach. Nicely up, but it bounds past and Henry has a long putt for a birdie. He just misses and has to take par. Tom Bolt from Houston, Texas starts the back 9 on number 10. A wide open hole, 540 yards, par 5. Ted Kroll from Utica, New York using a 9-iron on the 120-yard 11. From the back of the green, let's watch Kroll's ball come in. It lands and hits the pin. This is almost a sure birdie. That's right, a birdie too. We're down in another valley now, looking back up to the 12th tee. This is a 452-yard hole with the river crossing the fairway twice. The second time, 240 yards away. Then it continues up the right to the green. That was Willie Lamb who just drove off. Al Besserlink is partially stymied by that bush, so he plays a 4-iron with a hook to reach the green that has bunkers on both sides. And here's where he landed. Oh, it bounces over the cup, and Al is not one bit pleased. This is Bill Mawhinney of Vancouver teeing off on the 13th. As you notice, the river crosses directly in front. Play is up a hill to a blind second level. The hole is 463 yards long. Mawhinney's drive is close to 300 yards, and he uses a 4-iron to reach the elevated and sloping green. Now, the best way to play this hole is to play short of the green and leave an uphill chip to the cup. If not, you're left with a very difficult downhill putt or chip. And it runs past, going fast with the slope. The 14th tee is right beside the 13th green and goes back down the hill 220 yards to a well-trapped green. Depending on the wind, it's a 2 or 3-iron or a 3-wood. Plenty of height, and the ball holds just on the edge of the green. The 15th is another uphill hole with a narrow bush-lined fairway. An accurate drive and a wedge puts you on the elevated and sloping green where a downhill putt can be disastrous. Bud Loftus of Willowdale Club Moose Jaw, the youngest professional in the championship, drives off the 16th, a 264-yard par 4 hole. To reach this green takes a very accurate tee shot. There's heavy bush on the left and a trap on the right of the green. Here's Loftus going for a birdie. Down it goes, as simple as that. This is Jackie Burke Jr. of New York on the 17th tee. Another lofty elevation and considered the most spectacular from a driving point of view. It's a dog's leg to the left with very high trees along that side of the fairway. Long hitters try to go over, but they must beware of the river crossing the fairway 230 yards away. Jules Huot from Laval-sur-le-Lac also drives for the green. Nick Westlock plays it safe with a 2-iron to be short of the stream. But he'll be in view of the green and a full 9-iron approach away. Now Westlock's approach. It hits the lip, but rolls a little way off onto the apron. A good crowd follows the threesome on this opening day. Jack Burke's drive made the green over the trees, and now he putts for an eagle. He was wide on that putt. However, he still gets a birdie 3. A little later, Ted Rhodes from Chicago has a long putt for a birdie on the same green. And he makes it. Over on the 392-yard par 4 18th, Bob Gray, Scarboro Pro, drives over the road to the upper fairway. The highly elevated 18th green is usually reached with a 7-iron. Jerry Kesselring, well-known Canadian amateur, plays this one. His approach was a little long, but his putt is close, leaving an easy 4 for par on the hole. Well, that brings us to the end of the first day. Now let's see how the field stands after 18 holes. At 66, 5 under par, are Wally Ulrich, Tom Bolt, Ted Kroll, and Gardner Dickinson. At 67, Doug Ford and Leo Biagatti. Jules Hewitt started out with a wee bit of trouble on the second day. Right on the first hole, his third shot landed
in the bunker to the left
of the green. Here he explodes out, nicely out, and just a bit too weak. It's short, but a good chance for his par 5. A little stroke, and down it goes. Here's trouble for Phil Farley on the fourth. His drive from that high tee landed in the bush back of the green, and he has to try to chip out through a narrow opening to the lower part of the green. A nice recovery, but still a long, grassy way home to that cup for a par 3. Now Jim Ternisa chips onto the green. He's a little strong and to the left of the pin. Ski Regal's turn next. Just about the same position as Ternisa. Farley is away and putts first. A good 40-footer that misses, and Phil has to take a bogey 4. Now it's Regal's turn. Down it goes for par 3. Ternisa takes careful aim, strokes, and he holds out in par. Here's Murray Tucker at the 11th. There it is, coming in. Plenty of backspin and a little bit of English gives him a good chance for a birdie. Babe Lazane drives next. His ball is to the left of the pin and just a shade farther away. Lazane trying for a birdie 2. Stroke. And down plops the 10-footer for the birdie. Notice Murray Tucker's unorthodox stance with his hands cocked at the very top of the putter. Just a little tap, but the ball was not in true line and it fails to drop, so Tucker has to take a par 3. Down it goes. A bit later, it's Jim Ternisa on the same hole. A great big divot. And that ball is about pin high, but 15 feet to the left of the cup. Here's Jim going for his birdie 2. Never a bit of hesitation. That ball was in all the way, chopping another stroke off par for Ternisa, down in 2. Over on the 13th fairway, Buck White is stymied by that tree. Here's his number 4 iron shot, playing for a slice to get around it. It's short, and the slice breaks a little too soon. From the center of the fairway, Dick Borthwick plays a number 5 iron. Here it comes. Almost pin high, but a good 20 feet to the left of the cup. Now it's Buck's turn to chip on, going for a birdie from here. Oh, it's a way short. Now Borthwick makes his attempt for a birdie. He didn't allow enough for the sloping green and the ball curved short. White with almost the same shot from the other side. Now that one took the roll and ended up in the cup for his par 4. Back from almost the same spot on the 13th fairway, Gordy Brightson picks a number 4 wood to get the height and distance needed to reach this hard-to-hit green. He's just a bit too strong, and he'll have to chip down to the cup. Most players would rather shoot uphill, not downhill like this, and here's a very good reason why. Now, Gordy's ball was just a trifle too strong, and look where it rolls. Here's that uphill putt. Down it goes for par 4. Here's Al Zimmerman with a difficult downhill putt. Barely touches that ball. It takes the roll and flops in. Par 4 for Al. Now Pat Fletcher shows us the safest way to play this sloping green. He has intentionally played short of the cup and now runs it up for a cinch par 4. So at the end of the second day, we have a four-way tie for first place. 6 under par with 136s are Wally Ulrich, Ted Kroll, Gardner Dickinson, and Leo Biaghetti. At 137, Fred Hawkins, Tom Bolt, and the leading Canadian, Pat Fletcher. At 138, Dave Douglas, Harold Paddock Jr., Ansel Snow, Shelley Mayfield, and Marty Fergal. That 11th is such a nice hole. Let's go back and pick up Dutch Harrison on Friday. He's picked up 5 strokes today and is now 8 under par. A good 20 feet from the flag. Now it's Dave Douglas from Delaware. Dave started out a stroke up on Dutch, but is now 3 strokes back, shooting 5 under par golf up to the 10th green. That's just short of the hole, but almost dead on for the pin. Harrison goes for his 6th birdie this round with a fairly long putt. Oh, about 2 inches too short. But Dutch holds out in par. Now it's Douglas after his birdie. There it is. That makes 4 in this round with birdies on the 1st, 3rd, and 7th. But he took a bogey on the 8th. He's now 6 under par for 47 holes. This is one of the leaders, Wally Ulrich, on the 11th. He started out today 6 under par, but after birdies on the first 2 holes, he and Dutch Harrison are tied at 8 under for 46 holes. He was on the green, high and to the left, and he lines up a try for a birdie 2. Down it goes, giving him the lead. 9 strokes under par up to the 11th hole on the 3rd day. Now let's skip up to the 17th tee on this 3rd day and catch Dave Douglas, playing safe. Dave heads for that bit of fairway the other side of the ditch, but short of the green. Douglas is now 5 under par after a birdie on 13 and a double bogey on 14. Dave's ball is right where he wanted it, leaving this short chip to the green. A little to the left of the pin, and it rolls past by about 8 feet. Dutch Harrison played his drive the same way. Here's his chip shot. Oh, that's strong. No bite at all, and he rolls past a good 25 feet. Dutch goes for a birdie. And misses. However, he leaves himself an easy par. Now Douglas goes for his birdie. He misses too and has to settle for par. This is Wally Ulrich on the 17th tee. With a 2-iron, he's deliberately making a short drive to be this side of the river and a good 9-iron shot from the green. Bolt drives off the 17th and he's playing it boldly, going right over the trees in an effort to make the green. It's over, but is it on the green? The crowd come around the corner and over the river to the green to catch the leader, Wally Ulrich. He's pulled another birdie on the round and is now 10 under par, 2 strokes ahead of Dutch Harrison at this point. Here's Wally's approach. See that ball bite into the green with backspin? Tommy Bolt's drive didn't quite clear the river, although it did go over the trees. Here's his chip approach over the river to the green, and he's not on yet, still 25 feet from the pin. There it is, a chip into the cup for a lovely birdie. That makes Tom 7 under par for 53 holes. Now Wally tries for a birdie that will put him 11 under par and 3 strokes out in front at this point. Oh, he misses. It rolls past by about 3 feet. Down it goes for par 4. Here's Pat Fletcher, the leading Canadian, 8 under for 53 holes. Uh-oh, there's trouble. Pat dubs that, just manages to hit the road and bound to the other side. Well, he played a nice recovery shot with his second stroke, ending up here. So Pat is now trying for his 5th birdie on this 18th. That's quite a bit too strong, past the cup, leaving a hefty putt to get his par. Here's Gardner Dickinson trying for a birdie in the same threesome. He's 5 under par in the tournament. That's it. Dickinson canned that 45-foot putt for a birdie 3 on the hole. Even par for the round, 6 under for 54 holes. He's right up there in the top bracket of the best. At the three-quarter mark, after 54 holes, Wally Ulrich is all alone out in front by 2 strokes, 10 under par, 203. In second place, tied with 205, are Dutch Harrison and Marty Fergal. At 206, Tom Bolt and Pat Fletcher. At 207, Dave Douglas, Shelley Mayfield, Fred Hawkins, and Gardner Dickinson. Tim Ferrier started out 2 over par on the last day, but birdied the first hole to go 1 over par, and here he is on the 3rd green trying for his 2nd birdie today. Oh, caddy, move. He canned it, a 40-foot putt that puts Jim back on even par and 15 holes left to play. Almost out of the running, but the ex-Open champion can still can the long ones. Johnny Palmer, last year's winner, now lines up his putt, also going for a birdie. It's contagious, another long one, and that puts Palmer 2 under par for 57 holes, a long way off his 25 under par performance of last year. Down in front of number 3 green, here's Tommy Bolt getting ready to approach with a 9-iron. A full cut, and up it goes. Now let's watch that ball landing on the green. There it is. Wow, look at that backspin. Tom tries for his birdie. And he's a little too short, making an easy par 4. Dave Douglas tries for a birdie. There it is. Dave was 6 under par at the start of this round, but has birdied the first 3 holes now, and is 9 under par, heading for big money. Here's the leader, Wally Ulrich, 10 under par, and approaching the 3rd green. He's on the green, but still short of the pin by 50 feet. It bounced over the cup. It's par for Wally, and he remains 10 under. Over on the 12th fairway, here's some real trouble. Dick Mayer's drive was short of the river, but it landed in the bush on the right of the fairway. Is it out? Nope, still in there. And this will be stroke number 3 coming up. There, that got it. Lying 3 and still 230 yards from the green. Mayer is 3 under par to the end of 11 holes, but this will change his standing. That's a number 2 wood shot, and it's just at the front of the green, but there's more trouble coming up. It rolls into the trap. Mayer has to sink this for a bogey 5. He sandblasts, and it's too strong. This is just not Dick's day. He's headed for a triple bogey. On the 12th fairway, Dave Douglas approaches. Dave is 10 under par here after a birdie on number 11. That ball is right up there, but it's almost into a trap on the left of the green. He chips over the trap. And it rolls past the hole, leaving a long putt for par 4. Douglas has about 20 feet to get his par. He misses, and will have to be content with the bogey. Now he'll be 9 under par. Dutch Harrison tries for par 4. It's in, leaving Dutch 6 under, 6 strokes behind Wally Ulrich. Here's Ulrich on the 12th hole, 12 under par. His approach is almost pin high, but it's off the green to the right. Pat Fletcher approaches. And the gallery sees his ball land on the edge of the green, short of the pin by about 25 feet. Ulrich chips up first. You can't come much closer. That boy is really trying to stay out in front. Now he goes for par to stay 12 under. Although everyone else is in shirt sleeves, Wally wears a heavy sweater to prevent even a slight chill to his war-injured back. Down it goes, and unless something drastic happens, this boy will be taking the Seagram Gold Cup back to Minnesota. Here's trouble again. Freddie Haas tried to go over the trees on the 17th and ended up here in the stream. Fred tries the shot several ways without a club to see if he can play. The gallery are waiting to see him make his recovery. Now he's going to try it. He takes a club. No, sir, changes his mind. He takes the penalty, finally decides it can't be played. The large gallery following Dave Douglas has watched him bogey the 14th and birdie the 16th to remain 9 under par. But right behind him on the course, Wally Ulrich has dropped to 10 under par and is now only 1 stroke ahead of Douglas. Dave chips on and leaves about a 6-foot putt for possibly another birdie. He makes it and goes 10 under par, even with Ulrich, who has 3 holes left to play at this point. Here's Dave after his drive on the last hole. He approaches the elevated green for the last time in the race for the Seagram Gold Cup. Nicely up. And it's only 6 feet from another possible birdie. Here's Harrison's ball coming in, and that one is even closer. Only 2 feet to go for a birdie. The crowd really push in to see the end of the championship. He putts. Down it goes for a total of 11 under par after. But let's see how Wally Ulrich is making up. Here he is approaching the 17th green, still 10 under par, now 1 stroke behind Douglas and only 2 holes left to play. If he misses this 15-foot putt, he can only hope to tie Douglas by birdieing the last hole. Oh, too bad, Wally. Down in 4, and the championship is at stake on the 18th hole. This is a tense moment, and the gallery waits on the 18th green to see if Ulrich can tie Douglas and force the playoff. Ulrich plays his second shot up to the green. Just look at that crowd as the last threesome finish off. Everyone is keyed up, especially when top money is still in doubt. We might have trouble seeing the putts now as the crowds break through the barriers and completely encircle the green. There's Wally getting set to putt. This must go down if he's going to tie Douglas. Up it comes. And rims the hole. He missed. Picture of a man losing $1,500. Wally Ulrich takes second place to Dave Douglas. The championship over, the large gallery moves over to the presentation platform where Charlie Watson, chairman of the tournament committee of the Royal Canadian Golf Association, calls upon Mr. Proud Seagram to present the Seagram Gold Cup to the winner.
Mr. Proud Seagram. Dave, where are you? I'm right with you. My heartiest congratulations to you. And in presenting the Seagram Gold Cup to you on behalf of the House of Seagram, I want to compliment you on your play today. You're really hot.
Well, thanks, Norm.
Come back next year and defend it.
Well, I definitely will be back to defend it, and I don't know, the man upstairs was smiling on me today, and I can thank Wally Ulrich for donating it to me. Thank you.
No, well, you really played a good job. Come on up, they want to get some pictures. Will you come around?
Mr. A. James Milray, president of the Royal Canadian Golf Association, presents the check for $3,000 to Dave Douglas. Wally Ulrich, the man who almost won, congratulates Douglas, and as runner-up, receives $1,500. Dutch Harrison, a former Seagram Gold Cup winner, received $1,200 for third place, and he spreads a little golf philosophy.
You know, golf tournaments are never won, they're always lost. And that's what happened today. But that's the way it goes.
Mr. R.C. Borland of Calgary, the next president of the RCGA, presents the Rivermead Cup to Pat Fletcher. Pat tied for fourth place and received a check for $900 and another $200 as leading Canadian. Mr. James Arnott, president of the Scarboro Golf and Country Club, congratulates the leading amateur, his clubmate Bill Farley. Bill received a beautiful set of luckies. But let's take a look again at the man who came from 8th place on the second day to push ahead and capture the Seagram Gold Cup. Dave Douglas, who played like a champion to win a championship.